Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Esoteric Ramblings. I'm Jesse Arnold, and this is my review of Loki Episode 3, Lamentis. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I've got my review of Loki Episode 3 here. This is the first time I've sat on a show review for a couple of days before reviewing it. I unfortunately did not have time to watch it a second time before doing this, but I do remember it pretty well, I think. At least the big strokes of the episode. Let's see. I will try to do no spoilers, and I'll do a spoiler warning. Actually, no, I don't know if I can do this one without spoilers. Yeah, so no spoiler warning on this episode as a separate section. Just be warned, if you have not watched the episode yet, I am going to be doing some spoilers in the episode. I don't think any of them are that huge in this episode, so that's why I'm not going to worry about doing a special spoiler section at the end. So yeah, this episode picks up where episode 2 leaves off, of course, as the new female variant of Loki has opened a TVA door, and stepped through, and our 2012 Loki has followed her through, and leaving the TVA agents, including Mobius, in the Roxcart store as the disaster approaches, which I'm sure they have a way to get out, but that's where we're last seeing them at the moment. So this episode totally focuses on the two Lokis. We do learn pretty early on in the episode that Lady Loki does prefer to be called Sylvie, which is a nod to, I believe it's meant to be a nod to the Enchantress 2 named Sylvie from the comics. So I don't know, I still don't 100% know if she's 100% a Loki or if she is something else, but I'm just going to accept that, at least for now, the way they're presenting it, she's a variant of Loki, and she's doing her stuff. Because she has clearly very different methods and means than our Loki, which could just be part of her variance anyway. So they're trying to figure out what the plan is to tear down the TVA, and they end up stranded on this planet called, or it's actually a moon called Lamentis 1, where the title of the episode comes from, as its planet, because all the events, all the places stored in that pad were the apocalypses that she was hiding in. So it's an apocalypse event. This planet is about to be destroyed and all the life wiped out, and the time pad, the temp pad, whatever they call it, to jump through the doors and everything is out of juice. So they need to try to find a place to get power for it. So the whole episode is really just a play of them getting to know each other, or more of our Loki getting to know Sylvie, meanwhile divulging lots of stuff about himself, which, knowing our Loki, could be 100% genuine, or it could be misdirect, because sometimes we've seen him many times be sincere and honest and earnest, and then it's a complete performance, even through the honesty. So we'll see where this leads him and her, and what is going on with the story. It's really cool just to see a lot more explanation, getting to know these characters in the episode. It's not an episode where a lot of meat of the plot of the story gets progressed. It's definitely more of a character study between these two, and I really like that. It's fun watching them play off each other. At one point early on, they're running across this stretch of wasteland and this planet, or this moon, as the planet is crashing down around them. And she's like, "I didn't ask for your help," and Loki just like sprinting ahead of her. He's like, "You're so weird." I don't know why, that just hit me as really funny. And one of my favorite lines is like, all these little lines in this show that are just like so normal comments to me are just striking as some of the most funny moments. Like in last week's episode, when Mobius asks Loki, "Don't you have candy on Asgard?" And Loki's like, "Well, we had fruits and nuts, or grapes and nuts, or whatever it was." And Mobius is like, "No wonder you're so uptight," or whatever he said. I just really enjoy that, and I think the actress playing Sylvie is really great. I think it's Sophie or Sophia something. Sophia Di Martino. which when I looked her up, she looked kind of familiar, but I couldn't place her. And I can't say I remember the movie Yesterday enough to recall her in it, but she's in the movie Yesterday where the guy wakes up and everyone has forgotten the Beatles, so he just starts reproducing all the Beatles songs. But anyway, apparently she's in that. I'll need to watch that movie again sometime soon because I did enjoy it. I just don't remember her character that specifically. So yeah, what I feel like we learned something interesting in this episode. Oh, one of the cool things we learned in this episode is that the agent that they had in last week's episode, or that Lady Loki, the variant, had kind of in her thrall, under her enchantment, the female agent, who is actually in the 2019 Hellboy, because I was like, why does she look so familiar? That's where I knew her from. She discloses that she's a variant, and I can't remember if she said everyone at the TVA is a variant, or if it's just a lot of the people. I can't remember. I feel like she said everybody was, which just adds so much more speculation and fuel to the fire, at least for me, of who Mobius really is. Like, is he another version of Loki? Is he someone else in disguise? Is he just Mobius? I don't know. I have a feeling he's going to turn out to be a much bigger role, or like a more important character by the end of the show, because just the way he talks to the Judge Ravina, and just the interactions with her in her office seem a bit off. Something seems off with his interactions with her, and it comes across as kind of like this charming guy who I don't know, but something feels really off to him. And the more I watch with him, the more Loki like he feels. And I'm probably just, trying to outsmart myself or the show. I don't know, overthinking it. But anyway, I think he's going to be more than he has been presented to be. Yeah, so that was a really interesting fact to learn, that everyone at the TVA, or at least most people at the TVA, are not created by the Timekeepers, as the Miss Minutes explained in the animation sequence when Loki was in line to be judged. So yeah, it's just interesting. I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. This has been a fun series. It's not as, in some ways it's way weirder than WandaVision, but in that it's a straightforward kind of storytelling, it's a little more normal. It's just a really weird scenario. But again, anything that gives us more Tom Hiddleston interacting with people in his super snarky way is just fantastic. I think for a character who I was annoyed with in the first movies because I knew he was a bad guy and just all the deviousness, it's been great watching him turn into character I actually enjoy watching, and his performance is so good. So knowing how Infinity War started off, it was really nice to see that they gave us a window in Avengers Endgame for this series to happen and to see more of Loki. So, yeah. So I think that's it for my Loki review, episode 3 for this week. I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to do my review for the Bad Batch, episode 8. So stay tuned or check back later. I'm not sure how I'm going to post these. Probably post this one first, then the Bad Batch, but both will be coming out to Friday afternoon. So thanks for watching. I will catch you later. Have a great weekend. And as always, ramble on.